We live. I'll talk to you about that a little later. Yeah. So we're gonna wait for Yeshaya. I sent Knopf and Shasham a message. We'll see if they actually tune in. So yeah, we'd like to welcome everyone to the True Disciples of Christ live stream. And as usual, as many of you may have known, myself, the good brother Shasham, Kanat has been, going in on a lot of these One West splinter groups that still refusing to kick these, I guess, we should call them heathens, what they are, that refer to themselves as, Israelites, but they're really so-called Shalom, they're really so-called Hispanics, and I shouldn't even call them so-called. They're really Edomites. They're Hispanic Edomites, and as we're gonna discover that the vast majority of these people are classified as Caucasians, white, so-called white people. And still a lot of these simple Israelites, they try to deny this. They try to look beyond it. I don't know if it's because they've intermarried with them or what have you. But these people are really letting them know how they feel once they starting to say that they're not Israelites. They're coming out and they're starting to call you Canaanite or calling you Hamite. So, hypothetically speaking, Canaanite and Hamite, by them referring to you as that, as another word for the N-word. That's basically what they're calling you, but they're replacing it with Canaanite or Hamite. So we're going to go into this some more. I'm going to be reading from this book. A lot of people are not aware of this book right here. Could you see this book on the screen, Yashaba? This book right here, the Black Indian Genealogy Research. Are you there, Yashaba?
I'm here, but I can still see the T-Doc background for right now.
Hold on a second here.
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen you physically on the screen at all.
Yeah, I don't see you either. I'm trying to it's my first time using this software.
I think you still got us in the back room.
All right, yeah, you got to bear with me for a while. I got to figure this out. This is my first time using this. Okay, let me see. How do I bring you to the front room here?
Where it says everyone can see you and hear you. So I think you just I don't know. Because brother, do yours say on the same thing? Everybody can see you too, or
Con, it says everyone can see and hear you.
Right, that's what mine says too.
Well, yeah, mine is saying that too.
So you have your share screen option.
Let's see here. Yeah, I see that share screen. But I thought that was just like Zoom for me sharing something that I want to upload and so on and so forth. Share screens. Yeah, I think that's just like Zoom. If I want to upload, like share my
Hey, why don't you ask Sham in, because he may be home.
Yeah, I sent him a link. He haven't came in yet. I sent him a link. I think I could have like 6 people in at once.
Yeah, because he know how to do it. It took us some time. Let me hit him on the because we had a little time trying to figure that thing out.
Right. Yeah. So in the meantime, I'm gonna try and share the screen. Yashabum, and we could go ahead and start with this right here. This is interesting. Nevertheless, let me try and share the screen, and I'm going to share this because I want to go over this slide right here, man. So we could go into some of this and show you that these people are not our people whatsoever. Chrome has lost permission. Capture your screen, follow these steps. Still can't share it. Something's going on here. Hold on. Okay. Hey, you people in the audience, bear with me here. I see it's one of my Chrome settings, the auth head. Screen recording.
Hey, can I say something while you
Yeah, go ahead.
work on that?
By all means.
Yeah. Yeah. So for the audience that's on my brother's side, T-Doc, this is Quelnaf Yahweh the Bun Yasha Allah out of FOBE. And I'd like to thank both of the brothers for having me on. And we're one team, one family, right, under Yahweh Shai, man. But what you see going on right now, Israel, is that a movement has started, right? And it's really a cleansing that's going on from my eyes, what I can see. And Satan is doing his best to try to stop it. You know, if you look at it, Israel, what the brother about to go into, I could be right, is that we the only nation, right? People that's know, not all Israel, but Israel, who is saying that other nations are our people. The Japanese, they don't recognize the Chinese. They recognize Japanese people being their people, right? So do the Chinese, right? People from Pakistan, they say they from Pakistan. They know they people. People from India, people from India not saying they Caucasians. We the only people on the planet. Somebody keep putting this post up I saw earlier. Here we black, so-called black people, Negro, right? And we saying we kin to people that look like Moabites, or we Hispanic. Is this bringing hatred? No, we don't. Well, at least me, I know I don't hate none of these people. You understand? Even though they've done wickedness toward us and had us in captivity, I hate the actions that they've done, you know, because I know the Most High is going to judge them for it. But we going through this because of the things that we've done against the Most High. But it's nowhere in hell you're going to tell me that people who has no phenotype, don't even have the same spirit that we do, right? Or fit not one curse is our people. It's insane. It's asinine, obtuse to even think such a thing. And when we go out teaching these things, I should teach this. This stuff is on your record. This stuff is on your record. And I'd be damned if I'm let it stay on my record without clearing it up. Okay? So, I mean, that's what I have to say right now, brother. I just think right now, and also that it's a lot of people waking up to this now. The truth is coming out. And so they're doing everything they possibly can to bring up the lie, to start lying even more and more. But I get calls every day, Israel. Every day. Whole organizations turn around and say, man, we've been doing the research. Y'all brothers at T-Doc and FOP, keep up the work, man. It's a cleansing going on, right? From all over. His brothers leaving camps. And I'll tell you what, T-Doc gonna be on with me Sunday. It's a whole camp, right? That's leaving. What you call it, the summit, right? And more, because they realize what's going on is a lie. And Taza Doc, I don't know if you mentioned it earlier when I was telling you about that the hungry hippo out of House of David, okay, on a plane going to Israel, one man paying for 2 seats. And the brother said, hey, it's ironic that every time they have a summit, they're on a plane.
They go to Israel.
This man is on a 747 or going by aircraft carrier.
Come
we
on.
We hear you.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Yeah, go ahead, Shem.
What to do?
I want to bring it from the back door.
You see that line at the bottom,
What's that?
right? Say it again.
Uh-huh. Now, yeah, I see.
Do you see that line on the screen? All right. When you look at the bottom, right, you already added us to the show. So,
right, I see.
they got like the head figures where it's like 2 or 3. Hit that. Just press it, and we should pop up on the screen. Because you got the one where you can share the screen in our faces, and then you have the one where you can share all of us.
See that one?
Yeah, just hit the button, and we all should pop up on the screen.
Did you use a computer or what?
No, you can't do it on your phone. You gotta
which button is that now? I see this. Yeah, I'm on the computer. So I see the
look down at the bottom. You know where our face is at, right? Where it says you brought us into the show. It says we in.
Right.
And same way you added us,
right.
You had those top buttons that's on the screen, not where we at, but over top. It should be over top of the screen. I mean, I'm sorry. It should be down there where it says mute, stop, all that, share screen, and it should be a little.
Yeah. See that?
Where it shows 1 people, 2 people, you got to hit that, and that should add us on the screen. Hit the 3 or the 2. Yeah.
Oh, I see it, Sam. All right, I hit that. Nothing's going on here. No, you clear.
Clear.
I hit that button, but nothing's happening. Let's see what's going on.
I don't understand why, because what you have up there is just a background, and you have your other part, and it shouldn't. You have your background covering your whole screen, but it still shouldn't look like that.
Right.
Let me see something.
I'm trying to go to the back.
I'm gonna go to StreamYard real quick.
Go to settings here. Screen.
Yeah. So while they doing that, this guy, right, is on a 747.
I'm looking at it now.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on, Konaf. Let me tell him. All right, Tyler Doc. You see where you see 1.
Yeah.
You see 3 heads, then you see the head in the picture. All right, that's what you got to hit. You got to hit the 2 heads, right, or the 3 heads. On them.
Yeah, I'm hitting that, but nothing's happening. Yeah, I'm clicking on that, nothing's happening. Might be something to do with my background.
I don't understand why, because you might take your background off. See
there we go.
There it is.
With the background.
You know what I'm saying? We all on there. We can see everybody.
Yeah. All right, now.
So yeah,
it was something that was dealing with your background.
But it blacks us right out when I click on that. When I click on
it again,
it might be just pops up.
Oh, all right. Well, take it off. It must be something wrong with the. That's probably the problem.
The background.
Yeah, it's probably something wrong with that.
I'll deal with it later. We'll go like. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me.
I'll
be right back.
He was over there. So that was good right there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to share the screen. Because I mean, the hippo that Knock was talking about. I was sent a photo of him, and we're gonna start from right there.
Yeah.
All right. That's weird. Yeah, this is a little different than Zoom. I'm not familiar with this one, but I'm trying to figure it out. Let's see.
Yeah, if you go ahead and minimize your window, there you go. Or just put something over it, and you good.
Yeah, he just left out. He could have told you how to do it.
All right, so you seeing this on the screen?
I see that, but I think that's him on your. I guess on my left.
Yeah, that's him. I'm about to go to that. I mean, is this covering the entire screen?
Yeah, it's covering. I mean, we still see each other, but I mean, it's good enough. If you could click on him.
Yep, that's it. That's good. That's good.
All right, so is that? I mean, I can't see nobody, but is this? Can you guys see this on the entire screen?
Oh, we see proof that IUIC. We need to see the picture of him.
All right, we're getting there. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Right. So I mean, this is what we was talking about. Now, when I made a video This man called me a liar. I'm talking about this guy right here. Right here. The little guy right here with the white shirt on. So when I made a video a couple weeks ago and says that every damn time, I said it's coincidental. And this man called me a liar. I said it's coincidental that each and every time that they have a summit, these guys end up flying to Israel. Now, where in the hell are they at? When was this picture posted to his Facebook page?
I think it was yesterday or today.
Yeah, I believe yesterday. So now he's on a damn 747, and guess where he's going again? To Israel. They're heading back to Israel. Now, is this not damn coincidental that each and I use my own money. That was my own money. Tell the doc's a damn liar, you freaking punk. So, okay, so why in the hell are you? Why is this man on a damn 747 again? What was this summit? Like a week ago, week and a half?
Good.
Same day, every damn time, man. And now people can't see this? I use my own money. Yeah, you damn right you use your money that you made at that summit. And they're going over there. And the dude on the right, this dude right here, he don't really say much, but he got a damn Moabite wife. That shows you how these dudes are off, man.
Shalom,
he
y'all.
got a Moabite wife, man.
I'm gonna say, Salaki, I'm gonna just mute my mic and everything, okay?
All right.
But I'm gonna still be here.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna be watching. Cool, I got to do something though.
Yeah. Right. So the summit's over, and here he is right here, Mathathawa, heading back to Israel again. Heading back to Israel.
That's crazy.
But he called me a liar and said I was lying. He was using his own money. Then why did this guy not go before the summit? But why is it that they always wait until after the? Remember the last damn time after the summit? Barack over there calling them damn Edomites, them damn Hispanic Edomites, even the one that had on the damn pink shirt. You see what I'm saying? Tell me, you see, this is our people. This is our people. He over there lying. They all took trips right after the summit, and they had nothing to show for it. And so, like Kanop said, one of the brothers down there, you know, out of one of those camps, who was he with? Kanop? That, you know,
I don't know what camp he was in, but I understand that
he don't kick most of these you know, people.
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, this brother he did kick most of the so-called Northern Kingdom out.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name. I'll let him know, present himself.
Right.
But he done kicked them damn Mexicans out of his camp, man. Because he realized from these videos that they're not our people, man.
Hallelujah.
They're not our people. They're not our
and
people.
if I may talk about this for a second, while you got that picture up. Now he said something about this picture, said basically we hating or whatever like that. And he's doing the work or something. I said he's not doing. I said you're not doing nothing. And a few other people said some comments about like what the hell is going on, you know, because of this picture. And you go on his page, he took it down. But what I did is I shared it quick because I knew he was going to take it down. So I shared it at the top of the doc. I said, "Oh, here you go." I said, "Because see, that was in the spirit."
Right, that's the spirit right there.
I said, the spirit. So I said, "Here you go, you're gonna like this one." Right? I said, "So you're gonna like this one." And sure enough, because he was bragging, see, proud, right? That pride shamed his ass right now. So he took it down. It's too late now.
Right. See, the world can see it. All Israel. Now, what's wrong with you Israelites, man? Can't you see this is not just coincidental? That every time that these guys have a summit, they're traveling. They're going to Israel. You see what I'm saying? Making pop-up appearance, man. You know, the brothers in Demona, man, they probably feeling some kind of way about them just popping up like that.
Hey, tell the doc, if you can remove that part, I don't know if you, because you know, maybe you don't know how to do it yet, where it says true disciple of Christ. T-Dot, you say shalom, everybody. If you can move that, then everybody can see how wide this guy, because you was talking about gluttony, so everybody can see how wide this guy really is. And I got love for him, praying for him, but we trying to save you.
Yeah, like on mine, I'm only seeing that on my screen, so I don't.
Yeah, this man is sitting in the back seat and the front seat, because this part of the screen you have is you can't see it. His arm is almost in the back seat.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
This sure, I'm not too familiar with how to use this one, but it's much. It works for me a lot better on the Zoom. But I kind of like wanted to use this because you get, do your own background. But yeah, I was
This was actually better once you learn how to work it.
right. Yeah, I was under the impression that everyone could actually see the entire
Well, we saw a whole picture, but the part where you have true disciples, you couldn't see his right arm. It's like it's in the front and it's in the back, interrupting the people in the back view.
Yeah, it looks like the True Disciples of Christ -TDoc Shalom to all is an overlay for anything you put on the screen. So
right. I don't know how to remove this, man. I'm gonna have to get smart on this. Overlay. Let's see.
Yeah, but see, I mean, you think about that, brothers. I mean, the brother called it. We've been talking about that, and let's say he's using his own money, right? But it's just a coincidence. Watch this. Everybody can do what the hell they want to do with their money, right? But you going to a summit. A summit is to bring out ideas. It's not a cookout. It's not a family reunion. You understand? It's to bring out ideas and bring on solutions. Now, you mean to tell me you got people traveling state to state every 3 months, and they going to Israel fortified deep, right? Now, maybe you want to speak on this because you called this too, as Sham called it. The man that's going to Israel, loading up with stuff and coming back here, and selling.
And not just selling it, but he's selling it 3 times the amount. How do I know? Because I bought one of those 10 Commandment things that he had, and I bought a jewelry type necklace from him about 3 years ago, and he sold that damn thing 3 times the amount because I went online on eBay and then I priced the damn thing. I'm like, this damn dude charged me 3 times that amount. He charged me 3 times, man. And a lot of brothers like, man, they charge those a little bit expensive. They're paying, they're charging a lot for those. So, I mean, that's what it is, man. And the man, he's calling me a liar, but he's being exposed. The truth always comes out, man. The truth always comes out. These men are lies. The house of David, they set themselves up as a government of Israel, but they're not governed. They allow men like Zabak, and I'm hit with something. A little bird came to me and said that, this damn Mathatha came on the damn stream and said Zabak wasn't allowed to the damn summit. And I heard someone picked him up from the damn airport, and he was outside, man. And he was out there taking damn pictures with them, man. That shows you what a hypocrite this dude is. But he'll come on YouTube and make a damn video and say Zabak wasn't at the summit. They say he was out there in the damn parking lot. He was doing damn popping up in damn pictures like a damn jack in the box with people at the damn summit, even if they know that man's adultering, man. So that says a lot about the house of David right there, man. That says a lot about these men, man. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, they're exposing themselves, man. And you people, if you continue to follow men like these, you got to be bugged out of your minds. You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. So barking them out yesterday, I believe it was, downtown Brooklyn with damn North Face on, out there teaching. You got you damn idiots still listening to them. And this man, he's violating every man's wife that he can. And that damn pedophile still over there in his organization. And you guys keep turning your heads like it's okay. And then all of these Israelite camps, it's damn near every single group that came out of One West. We're going to bang on you, man, until you get them damn heathens out of your camp. Because, everyone, you need to get this book. Get a good look at this book. I'm going to read you some of the things from this book, and you're going to find out these damn so-called people that call themselves Native Americans, they are not our people. They had us in captivity longer than Esau did. Even after the Emancipation Proclamation had passed, these people had us in slavery an additional 2 years. And guess what? They were actually finding so-called black men, Negro, Israelites, that were free, and they was putting them on damn Indian slave camps, just like the Southern whites had. Guess what? These people that you call Native Americans that you see in these damn camps. You don't see a lot of them in camps, but a lot of these so-called Mexicans, they're claiming to be Native Americans. And guess what? They have a high percentage of their blood in them. That's why their eyes are slanted like they are, because they mixed in amongst them. That's why sometimes you can't even tell a so-called Mexican from this so-called Native Americans. They got that damn Moabite blood running through them. And some more research that I've done, it says that the so-called people that refer to themselves as Hispanics, who are really Edomites, 6 to 5% of their blood is Edomite. And then after that is so-called Moabite, and then they only have about 6% so-called African American. So how in the hell are they our people, man? You people are bugged out of your minds. So what it is, your doctrine has actually been cut, and you don't want to accept it, man. People don't want to let go of that One West doctrine, man. One West is finished, man. You guys have destroyed too many people's lives, and you don't want to correct it. And you still got a lot of wicked men that's ruling over people, man. And we're going to stop that, man. We're not going away. What P. Diddy say? Can't stop, won't stop. We're not stopping, man, until you're done, until you repent. We're going to, you know what I mean? We're going to dance like Diddy on you. Only we're going to be dancing with the scriptures and the truth. You know how P. Diddy always come out dancing? Want to be in all of his, performance videos? That's how we're going to be on you, man. Johnny on the spot. Zabak, we're coming to a corner near you. One day you're going to be out teaching, and we're going to pop up. We're going to pop up. You watch what I'm saying. You better keep looking over your shoulder, because we're coming. We're coming. No doubt. We're coming.
And that's why I asked the other night, what days they be there. But let me say this real quick before I lose this check and throw your mind real quick. Is that Todd the Doc already has seen some of the pictures, right? Because we just begun. We got stuff still in the bag, right? Still in the bag, right? I got pictures after pictures of all of you ones who say you're Israelites. Right, we got 2-3 generations of your pictures because before we started banging on you, right, we knew how to start the war, right? So we went through all of your profiles. I got almost 5,000 friends, and all of you faking the phone, calling us Canaanites, right? All that. I got all your pictures, right? And I'm looking at seeing Grandpappy and Great Grandpappy looking like Bruce Lee, right? So we got all them pictures, right? All of the Todd the Doctor seen them, right? And also I want to say this: the brother Sabat, he's selling the manures for 3 times the amount. Went online and found out he's selling them for 3 times the amount, right? So this is not to try to bring somebody down. This is to try to stop underhanded, crooked people, man, who try to rob from their people, man, right? And selling our women short, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to see our women with these men. Right, and we don't see our brothers with these women of these other nations, right, claiming to be Israel, right, going up against the natural branches. You know, going up against the natural branches. So we all, Todd the Doc is right, man. The T-Doc is right. We coming out there to see you, right, not carnally but spiritually, right, and go over these scriptures.
And we're gonna have you on camera too, man. We're going live, man, and ask you why you got them damn mamzers and damn heathens in your camp. And all you that's ripping off our people, Proverbs 22:22 says, rob not the poor because he's poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. And that's what you men are doing, man. You're robbing poor people. You're going over there to Israel, you bringing things back and selling it to us 3 times the amount. And you're getting it from these Ashkenazis. But let me read something from this book so you guys can see I'm not making this up. Because I want to make sure all camps get this. See what I got highlighted here? Let me read something. All of you that think these people are our people. I'm reading from the Black Indian Genealogy Research. This book shows you how to do genealogy to see if you're related to a so-called Native Americans. But the only thing it's pointing you to is a damn Moabite. It's not pointing you to the true indigenous people. It's trying to trace you to them. And guess what? If you had their blood and you was deemed a so-called freedman because it was illegal for them to marry blacks, you didn't get no land because they said you wasn't related to them. It's in this book. And you're simple ass blacks, you going around and calling these people your people when they hate your guts, and you got them in your camp. You people look foolish, man. You look stupid. So I'm reading from page 10 right here. It says, not all Native Americans had confrontational relationships with whites, and that many embrace the institution of African slavery. So they was right in with Esau, man. They was right in there with Esau. This is something which Black family historians should keep in mind when searching their ancestors. The so-called Native Americans had you as slave. They had your people as slaves. Zabak. They had your people as slaves. And keep in mind that many of these people that's referring to themselves as Mexicans is a high percentage of these people that's calling themselves Native Americans. Moabites, really? Let's see, what else we got here? Right here. Let's read a little bit more. Page 12. It is known that indentured servitude was introduced to America in as early as 1619 in Jamestown, Virginia. By the time of American Revolution in 1770s, the practice of slavery had deeply entrenched itself in American culture. The Native Americans, talking about them so-called Indians, in southeastern United States has the earliest exposure to the Europeans. Their contact with these foreigners was not always violent. So, they embraced them, unlike what you see in the damn cowboy movies. So it wasn't always violent. Some of them readily accepted Esau. But let's just keep going. And in time, they were associating with trades, missionaries, and government representatives. See what I'm saying? They took on their damn customs and started dressing like them. You see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of them follow Christianity today. As a result, many natives embraced the religions of the newcomers and adapted European traders and architecturals. So they became like Esau. They became like Esau. That's why some of them look white right now. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they deem them Native Americans and not us. I jumped down to the last paragraph. From 1800s on, the Indians of the South sought to adapt the ways of the settlers, meaning damn Edomites, with a constitutional government. So they had a constitutional government just like Esau, emulated his government, the Christian religion, and the institution of African slavery. So you saying these are your people? These people are your people, putting your damn people in slavery? They embraced it, the institution of African slavery. Now they call all of us Africans, but we know what they're talking about. They're talking about Israelites. They're talking about Israelites. In the process, they made the transition from the old Indian culture, in which they had primarily hunters and gatherers, to a new Indian culture, which were primarily Southern farmers and slave owners. This transition to the culture brought about the purchase of large tracts of land by the Indians. And like the European neighbors, they found that large farms required workers to tend to the land. As a result, African slavery became economical. Now that word African, they're using that synonymous with Israelite. Keep that in mind. So they was enslaving us. But you simple Israelites believe these are about our people, man. Go and read the right damn books and do the proper research. Let's read on a little bit here. As a result, African slavery became economically valuable to Indians just as it had to the rest of the South, meaning the Edomites. The adaptation to the European ways occurred mainly among the Cherokees, the Chickasaw, the Choctaw, the Creeks, the Seminole, who became known as the Five Civilized Tribe. You know why they called them the Five Civilized Tribe? Because they took on their customs, they took on their ways, and they embraced their government. And a lot of you Jakes, you love to call yourself Cherokees. The Cherokees just recently discharged thousands of Negroes that was trying to declare their heritage as a Native Americans. Man, they hate your guts. And you going around fighting us and telling people these are our people, and they're doing stuff like this. Man, they hate your guts. Man, we're the simplest people that I know on this damn planet, man. Our people are simple as hell, man. I'm quoting this. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. So now you get these Hispanics and Native Americans out of this, because the Hispanics was involved also, man. The Hispanics are racist against you. The Hispanics in Mexico, most of them come from Spaniards. They're Spanish and they're Moabites, and they hate your people, man. They was enslaving our people. They still don't accept our people over there. So it says the purchase and ownership of black slaves by the Indians cannot be ignored. Once the family researcher understands this information, may lead many African American families to detailed records pertaining to their ancestors. These records will be found among the Indian freedmen records of the 5 civilized tribes. Now, you know why they call them freedmen? Because even if he had that Native American blood in him, they wouldn't classify him as a Native American. They just said, even if, when I read this book, what I learned, some of these damn Native Americans was going up into our women, just like you so-called Hispanics are doing now. Just like ISUPK got these damn Hispanics in their camp and letting them violate our women. They were going to our women and deny the children by it. So the children couldn't get land when they came forward what is known as the Dawes Commission, when Esau took everybody's damn land and put them. See, before the state of Oklahoma was created, it was known as part of Arkansas. All of that was the same area. Then later it became known as the Indian Territory. So when the Dawes Commission came out and started to give people that was descendants of Native Americans land, Negroes that had that stinking, Moabite blood in them was not accepted. The Native Americans said, no, these are not our children. They were slaves. So they deemed them as freedmen. And because they deemed them as freedmen, they couldn't get as much land. They would say, yeah, they was on our land, but they was on there as slaves. And many of them wasn't slaves, man. Many of them was descendants of these men that had went up into the so-called black woman that was a slave. You understand? And you standing up for these people? What the hell's wrong with these Israelites, man? See, the truth is here, man. And all that stuff that you was taught at One West was lies, man. It was lies. And we're going to keep banging on to you until you explain. We keep, you got something you want to bring up? We can keep banging on.
Yeah. If your captain, brother, I keep forgetting the brother name. If he could go to Leviticus for me real quick. And I sent you something, Doc, in your messenger. I sent you a picture.
All right. If
you could put it up on the board. See, I'm going to show y'all how this summit is off.
You mean on Facebook?
Yeah.
All right.
Look at this right here. Look, I'm gonna show you, man. I was gonna put us on the show Sunday night, but I'm gonna do this right here, just real quick. It's gonna take like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and I want you to go to Leviticus chapter 21 for me, brother. And I want you to read verse 1 for me first. Now, this is dealing with the Levitical priesthood. This is dealing with who we call. A lot of these people here calling themselves priests, right? We're gonna see if you're a damn priest or not. All right. So let's read verse 1 for me real quick, brother.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death.
Okay, hold on. What book you reading again?
Leviticus chapter 20.
No, 21 verse 1.
21.
My bad. 21 verse 1.
Yeah, which one of these images? You wanted all of these?
The family, the family one.
All right.
Go ahead, brother. Read chapter 21 verse 1.
Leviticus chapter 21, verse 1. And the Lord said unto Moses, speaking unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people.
Read verse 4.
But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane.
That's right. To profane himself. So he shall not defile himself. right? Now let's see. Let's see what defiled himself is. Read verse 14.
21 and 14. A widow or a divorced woman or profane or an harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife.
Of his own people to wife.
Come.
So if you got a guy, right, who said he a priest, right, but he's born of a heathen womb, right? You're not a chief priest.
Come.
Right? You're not a chief priest. Read verse 14 for me again, brother. I want everybody to listen to this now, because you got brothers out here saying, "Oh, my father was a Levite, but my mother is a excuse me, what they call it,
Edomite.
a damn Edomite, right?" But let's see the law. Read verse 14 again, brother.
Leviticus 21 and 14, and it reads, a widow or a divorced woman or profane or an harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife.
A virgin for his own people to wife, or his own people. So you got a guy, you cannot come from a filthy womb. You cannot come, there's no repentance for that. You're not a priest. In his level of priesthood, he's not a priest. So I wanted to show everybody what I was talking about, but I see the brother having a hard time to put that up there, because at this summit, they got people walking around saying they priests and chief priests, right? It ain't no damn priest because they come out of filthy womb. You can't be a chief priest coming out of a filthy womb. That's Leviticus. The Most High gave that, tell Moses, tell the priesthood.
Wow.
Right? Can you blow that up out? Somebody said that to me today. And I was like, wow, what in the hell is this?
Let's see if I can make this bigger here.
Oh, yeah. No way.
Gotcha.
Now, do you know who you're looking at the top?
Who is that?
He sent that picture on Facebook. So this is not me slandering. This guy sent this on Facebook himself, defending a post somebody put. That's Eleazar, the lawyer. That's the Gorilla Hebrew. That's his father on the left, right? And that's him. Now, that's him right there with the blue stripes on. Now go down and you'll see his mother. Now he put this picture up, not me. That's his mother.
I did.
Now read verse 14 again, brother.
Edomite.
Leviticus 21 and 14. A widow or a divorced woman or profane or an harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife.
Of his own people to wife. There we go. I just want to put that out there, how to sum it
like
off.
our people?
Exactly.
Question for you, Israel. Does that look like our people? Does that look like our people right there? So now with that, you're gonna have to ask yourself the question: how can Barak, Mathathawa, and all these guys consider themselves a priest, and they not know that this guy's not supposed to be sitting on the damn board calling himself a chief high priest when he's a damn mamzer? How in the hell can he sit on? Come on, man, that's hypocrisy, man. That's hypocrisy. And it's time that our people wake up and acknowledge this, man. You people got to stop being soft, man, and call these men out for what they are, man. These men are hypocrites, man. They're hypocrites. You may not like how it sounds, and this is why we banging on them so hard, man. It has to be stopped. And like it or not, the Most High has actually raised up FOPE and T-Doc to expose these men, along with a few more brothers, man. You know, Jeremiah, Judah, a few more brothers, man. Eleazar. We're going to expose them, man. We're not going away, man. What Puff Daddy said, can't stop, won't stop. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop, man. We ain't going to stop, man. We're going to Puff Daddy you, man. We're going to Puff Daddy you, man, until you're exposed, man. We're going to dance on your behind like Diddy with these scriptures, man. You understand? The truth is going to go forth. We don't care who doesn't like it. The truth is going to go forth, man. So, I mean, we clearly see that these so-called Native Americans are not our people, man.
And just to take it a step further, I mean, for me, and being in leadership for many years, you have to be purposely misleading the people. One, and two, there's no way these folks believe in the Most High. No way. They're just pimping off an image of who he is and taking advantage of people, because this has been going on for years, and it is really hurtful when you look at the big picture and how long this has been going on. And you're looking at it'll be almost a full generation, and nah, this can't go on. This cannot go on, because all he's doing is leading folks to destruction, and people really believe that it's what it is until you bring out the word. That's why it's real important for us to study for ourselves. Whether you're the top member or you're the lowest dang on officer, you need to read the word and study for yourself, so stuff like this doesn't happen. And if it does, it doesn't carry on for so long. That's all I got on that.
Yeah, I just want to read something else from page 14 right here. Dr. Hillard Burton Jr. in his works read over black slavery among the Cherokee Indians points out that when one is evaluating the indecencies of slavery among the Indians, one should not make the assumption about the nature of the slavery practice among these tribes, right? He notes that there are perceptions that these Native Americans, these Indians, were a little less ruthless. In his own words, he said it's inaccurate among Indians and among Indians, such as the beliefs that Indians were kinder to slave masters. That to the slaves. The guy said they're lying. The Indians were no kinder than Esau was. They was doing the same damn thing to us that Esau was doing. He said each native handled slavery differently, just as each nation had its own special relations with white settlers. He goes on. Hillard Burton notes that by the time the 1700s, the Cherokees began intermarrying with whites, Edomites, and mixed blood Indians, Indian and white, became and remain the principal slaveholders. The same people that just standing up, that damn Shire, you sold out to the damn Rosicrucians, man. You caused a breakup at One West anyways, man. You was the first one that sold out and brought in that damn doctrine, man, about changing the damn sign. Talking about these Hispanics and Native Americans. You sold out to the Rosicrucians, Shire. Then you come on Satnet a show trying to act like you're so damn wise. Your damn spirit's off anyways. You need to cut them damn long ass nails that you got on your hands, man. Like the damn witch. Cut them damn nails, man. Tell me he used that for a damn guitar, man. Your spirit's off, man. Your spirit's off as hell, man. I don't give a damn who don't like it. Because I'm telling you, man, a lot of these men are man pleasers and they worship this man, man. They worship this man like they do Ariel. If a man is wrong, you got to call him out. Look how the brother back Maharakan to the corner the other night, and he said, "Didn't my Ariel lie to you?" And the man wouldn't even say yes. He trying to tap dance around it. The damn man lied to you, man. The 12 tribes chart is a damn lie. And everybody can see it. Everyone can see it, man. The man lied to you, man. And he lied. Hey, my school, that's my foundation. But you think I'm gonna endorse a lie? I'm not gonna endorse no damn lie, man. That differentiates between Kanaf, Shasham, Tazadak, and the rest of these men that won't speak up. That shows you how we're different. And so because we're speaking up, oh man, them guys say, you clout chasing. You're doing this. You just want video hits. No, we're telling the truth, man. And you can't stand it. Now the pendulum is swinging back to the other side, and they don't like what's on their table for dessert, man. They hate it. They hate it, man. They hate me right now. That damn Mathata were probably over there, damn almost to Israel, eating on a damn jelly donut or something on the damn planet. I hate him. That fan fire. But because you're being exposed. What have I done? I haven't told a lie, man. I hate it. You choke on that damn donut, man. You see what I'm saying? Right. I got sleep apnea. There's no way you could be that big and not have sleep apnea. I know it, man. People that's big, they end up with sleep apnea. That means they stop breathing when they sleep. So you better take it easy, man. You better take it easy.
All the way to Israel and kept everybody up the whole damn flight all the way over there snoring.
Right,
You
snoring.
understand? You know, I mean, you know, I know we've been a little facetious, Israel, but at the end of the day, man, we're speaking truth here, because at the end of the day, man, truth is the way and the light, right? And it's about life. And we can't keep allowing our people to be led to the slaughter. I'll tell you another story, because last time I was going to read, so I can read some of this tonight. We got a call. Actually, I called the brother up because he made a comment. In fact, I'm gonna call his damn name out. That's how I create. I call names, right? The brother out of House of Israel, Sabal, right? He made a comment on the brother and his wife out there teaching, because I put the post out. I was like, wow, the brother up there got him and his wife out there teaching with a big microphone, and she really leading the whole thing. So he commented on it, right? So when he commented on it, the comment was correct. But I'm like, how the hell you going to correct anybody and you got a patty in your can, right? You got a patty in your can. You understand? So I called him up, and Sham, I don't know, is he still on here? I can't tell if he's still on here or not. Yeah, he's still on here.
On the left. I see the good brother Mahar is on the call. Mahar said he don't tap dance for anyone. But truth be told, man, I got to keep it a buck, Mahar. The other night when that brother asked you, did Ariel lie to you? You said no. The man lied to all of us, man. The man lied to all of us. And I'll come clean, man. They've been teaching lies, man. And too many men covers it up and sweep it. Yo, I'll just be quiet. I'm not gonna speak on that, man. That's that. Nah, man. It's our responsibility, according to like 1 Timothy 5:20, to expose all the folly and the sinners, man. And Muhammad know the scriptures, man. So I know the brother knows that, man. I'm not gonna go silent, man. They're gonna have to kill me, man. Straight up and down, man. Because I'm gonna tell the truth, because too many people's mind are getting just like warped with the same old garbage and lies. The Hispanics are not our people. They hate your guts. What happened? What happened to the brother? I ain't even gonna call him brother because he's not of our people. That Maharakar used to run with. That I used to see all the time on 42nd Street. What the hell was he? Like a damn so-called Hispanic or whatever? No, what is he doing now?
I know you're talking about Gabaria.
Yeah.
His name is Gabaria.
What is he calling us now? What is he calling us? Canaanites, Hamites. You see what I'm saying? Their true damn spirit comes out, man. No,
that's not Gabaria. I'm sorry, it's another brother. But no, I know you're talking about. It's not Gabaria, but I know you're talking about. Yeah, he calling us Hamites now.
Yeah, he calling us Hamites now. You see what I'm saying? When you expose them, man, that true spirit comes out. You have one of those I'm not gonna even call her Issachar. She's an Edomite, but she was calling herself Issachar. She was calling she was telling one of the brothers, we're not like the black woman. We obey our men. And she was on the argument with men. First of all, we're not like the black woman. We obey our men. We're not like the Canaanites. You see what I'm saying? So that's just another word for nigga. If you haven't figured it out, that's basically what they're calling us. You understand? But they're saying Canaanites. They're trying to call us Africans. They're trying to say we're not Israel at all, when they didn't know a damn thing about what an Israelite was until some Jake taught them. Stop me where I'm lying at. They still haven't told me how in the hell can all of the tribes be Negro only, and then all of a sudden, mysteriously, only Judah, Benjamin, and Levi still have the Negro features, and everyone else got damn 6 ether hair like an Edomite. Yeah, the only kind of animal that the Most High put on the planet with straight hair are the animals that reside in the wild. You understand what I'm saying? Like straight goat hair, because that's a recessive trait. And all the other nations got that kind of hair except for us. The Most High gave us the good kinky hair, like himself. When you read in the book of Revelations and in the book of Daniel, he got that good old lamb's wool. You understand what I'm saying? That should tell you something right there. We look just like the God that created us. And it's not being insulting, it's being real, and you can't handle it. What the white boys say? You can't handle the truth. And that's what's going on. That's why they're getting so mad, man. You can't handle the truth, man. But the truth is going to go forth despite who like it or not.
And we're going to read 1 Timothy 5:20. So that way all hearts and minds are clear. So that way everybody knows you know, Khan and well, TDOC and FOP, you know, we're doing the right thing. And all those who are not stepping up, that know the truth and are trying to keep it secret, you might want to go ahead and repent and also do the right thing. But 1 Timothy 5:20, and it reads, "Them that sin rebuke before all, that others may also fear." So we just doing what we're supposed to.
Con. They say they went to the man privately. You know, like Joseph went to Mary or something. He went to her privately. He didn't want to make a public example of it. You understand what I'm saying? So they went to wicked Zabak privately and said, yo, you shouldn't be doing that. What the hell is that? Did that stop him? What just happened out in California? Did not another camp break up that Zabak was actually a part of, his so-called camp? And he violated the man's damn wife? You understand what I'm saying? And there's more to it than that, man. Because I heard it through the grapevine that man was at the summit, and he said if Zabak coming to the summit, it's going to be on and popping. So they kind of kept Zabak on the outside. I don't know where the brother won't come forth and show his face, man. Because if I find out who he is, I'm putting it out there, man. I'm putting it out.
I wish he would come forth. You know, you know what? I would. You know why a lot of them won't come forth, brother? They're embarrassed. But here's the thing: we have to shame the one who actually done that to his family.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? And just like the brother came on the other night that said, you know what, them brothers at IUIC had him wanting to kill himself, right? But he had the balls to come forward. Put it that way. You know what I'm saying? And I just plead with all brothers, man, to come forward, man. Come forward. If anybody trying to talk to your wife, anybody trying to talk to your wife, you know, and don't be afraid. If I can, real quick, the brother out of House of Israel, right? He Sean Shem and we called him, and he was like, man, you know, he didn't know everything about the brother Yaiquab. You know, I said, how long you been talking to him? How long he been talking to her? It's been a year. She's 17 now. Oh, now so I say, what if if you got a daughter 15, can I get with her? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You understand? He tell me, hell no. Right. I said, I just want a little bit. Can I just get a little bit?
Right.
Oh, hell no. I don't know. Right. You know, and they respect the person. And then he say, I think y'all should go up against ISUPK. I said, why? He said, brother, they got the power to destroy you, ruin your career. And Shah Shan said, what you mean, brother? You talking about spiritually or physically? He said, well, probably physically, because only like 2 or 3 of y'all. And I was like, oh, really? So that's how we move in and being a coward. Look, man, the Most High don't bring forth no cowards. You understand? You don't supposed to fear nothing except the Most High. You know? So yeah, man, and have no respect to person. So that dude Aria, I never met him. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, brother. If he lied about anything in the scriptures, now I gotta go look at everything I learned under One West. Everything I learned under One West, because now if you lied about that, you'll lie about anything. And I don't hold no man to high esteem or give him any praise if he lied to me and have not repented on it. Just can't do it. There you go.
Yeah. I'm going back to this book, page 14. I want to beat this into Israel's head. So I'm reading again. This book is called Black Indian Genealogy Research, right? So it says here on the bottom of page 14, it says, as a result of slavery, became accepted fact of life, especially for wealthy Indians, the ones that you're saying that are Israelites. Slaves were convenient and inexpensive way to profit from the forms, which became a part of their lifestyles. The new chiefs emerged from mixed blood slave owners. That means them and so-called Edomites. And many had amassed a great amount of wealth by the early 1800s. Then it goes on to the damn Cherokees. It is known that Nancy Ward, you could go and look her up. Nancy Ward, W-A-R-D, one of the first women in the Cherokee Nation to own black slaves. Again, that word black is synonymous with Israelites. In 1755, when her husband was killed, she obtained his weapon and became a warrior herself in the Battle of Taloa against the Creeks. Her people were her people was victors in the battle, and she received and captured black slaves as a prize. These are the people, again, that you're calling Israelites, that your people. Why in the hell was they enslaving us, man? Just like Esau. Within a few short years, Nancy Ward became the owner of several slaves, purchasing many of her own. By the end of 1790, the Cherokees began to lose a great amount of land to the whites. And being unhappy, they began to also raid villages, settlers, and squatters. Halliburton points out that frequently in such encounters, whites were killed and blacks were frequently taken as prisoner slaves. Slaves. Who was doing this? The same damn Indians that you're calling Native Americans that you say are Israelites. That was enslaving your black behind. Now get them out of that. Now get REI out of that. Get your Shire out of that. That damn garbage. Get the damn 12 tribe son out of that. Because if you destroy that damn 12 tribe son, that destroys most of their doctrine right there. Because all them people that's mixed in amongst them has to come out because they're damn heathens. They're damn heathens. And they don't like talk like this, but it's true. And same thing's going on with the Puerto Ricans, the people from Colombia, Cuba, all of those people, unless they have a Negroid descent, I would say this, unless they have a Negroid descent, they're not of our people. And if it's not on the father's side, according to the scriptures, you're damn sure not of our people. You understand? You're not of our people, man. Now, you can like that, understand it, believe it or not. That's according to what the Lord says, not according to Talmud. Not according to me, man. And this is what we got to start enforcing. You people always want to pull someone else in, man. Why can't you do for yourself? You always want to love someone else and hate yourself. How in the hell? I watched the video, man. Zabak was out teaching. It's only like maybe a 4-minute video. And there was 2 girls, and they looked like African-Americans, so-called African-Americans, right? They spoke clear English. And so when they was about to leave, Zabak was like, oh, yeah, where you from? And they said African. And as soon as they said that, he's like, oh, hell no, ham. But you're going to condemn someone like that, not knowing whether or not they could be an Israelite, and you accept these damn Hispanics and these damn so-called Native Americans that had you in captivity? That's a destroyed mind out there. So y'all have reciting scriptures, but you're protecting your enemy, and you're condemning a lot of your own people, man. That's what's really going on, man. You're condemning a lot of your own people.
Can I say something real quick, bro? It's something you said about Sabak. Somebody sent me a video, right? A Sabak, two brothers. Now these are 2 so-called African Americans, right? They arguing back and forth with Sabak camp. One brother, he's not looking at Sabak. He's arguing at another brother Sabak camp. He got like his big toe on the sign from his shoe. Sabak like, brother. Come on, brother. Come on. Can you move your feet, brother? Come on. Can you move your foot off the sign? Right. So the brother, he yelling. He didn't see it, so he looked down, and the brother thought he had his foot all the way off. Sabak goes and do a short Bruce Lee kick to the ankle.
Damn.
Right? He kicks it to the ankle and tried to push him, and the brother swole up and he was coming at Sabak. Sabak ran behind the line of the brethren. I got the video. He actually ran. Now, guess what? An Edomite came and stood directly on the sign. And Sabak, and the dude said, basically, I'm standing on, you know what Sabak say? I'm just going to ignore you.
What?
But he goes and raises his leg as far as he can to the ankle and kicked the brother and pushed him. And then when the brother came at him, he ran behind the other brother. The scripture tell you don't be a striker. Right? Now he goes to strike the brother, and the brother goes, oh, This brother proclaiming to be a Christian. The Edomite don't believe in the Most High at all.
Right.
And stands on the sign boldly. Boldly he stands on the sign. But the jank, little soft Christian, he push him and kick him on the ankle, and then as soon as the Christian come at him, he runs behind the line.
Wow. Wow.
That's a fact.
Wow. His spirit is off, man. Nah, he's way off. Hey, Khan, do you see Yeshaya in the back room?
No, I don't see him. I saw him earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna jump off for a second, brothers. I'm gonna come back on. I gotta do something real quick. I'm gonna jump off and I'll come back on.
Come. So I'm gonna share the screen. Yashabam. We're gonna read something about some of these called Hispanics while he jump off for a minute. Yeah. Hopefully you can see it, man, because this screen right here is a little different. Let's see, application window. Tell me if you can see this, man.
He said he's backstage.
Backstage?
Or in the back room, like where you gotta let him in at. But
yeah, I don't see him. I see there you go, right there. I see him now. Okay. I see him. I got him. He should be there now. I don't see an image or nothing up though.
Okay. Yeah, because he was
should be able to talk now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Come.
All right.
Yeah. So, hey, can you see the screen now?
Yeah, I see the screen. You don't have anything pulled up just yet, though.
No, I got something pulled up right here. You still don't see it?
Yeah, it's coming.
Must be a delay or something, man. What about now? Can you see it? I'm trying to get to cover the entire screen like I do on Zoom, man. I'm just really not familiar with this.
Yeah, the background is just black.
It's black?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what's going on here, man. Hold on. Let me try this again. Go back to the other screen share. See screen sharing. Let's try this one, man. I don't know what's going on with this thing, man.
Yeah, I had to log onto my laptop. It wouldn't let me do it on my phone.
Yeah. What about now?
Yep. It's back the way it was before.
It's black?
No, it's good. It's good.
All right. Yeah. So let me put this into a slide here. All right. There's a guy going to Israel. He lied and said after every summit he's going to Israel. That's clear. We went over that. So right here, let's go over some of this, man. Let's do it. Can you see this?
Gone.
Yeah, let's read some of this.
All right. This right knowledge was created by Kahan Tazadak. This is Yahweh's word. Hispanics are often described as driving up the non-white share of the population, but a new study of census forms finds that more Hispanics are identifying as white.
So more Hispanics are identifying as white. I want you Israelite camps to listen and listen well. Okay?
An estimated net 1.2 million Americans of the 35 million Americans identified in 2000 as of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin, as the consensus form puts it, changed their race from some other race to white.
To white. To Edomite. To white. They changed their race from other to white. No one's forcing them to do this. Why are they doing this, Rakar and GOCC? Why are they doing this? You don't know because you got them in your organization. Why are they doing it, Zabak? Why are they doing it? ISUPK? Go ahead,
Between 2000 and 2010 consensus. According to the research presented at the annual meeting of the Population Association of America and reported by Pew Research, the researchers who gave not yet published their findings compared individual consensus forms from the 2000 and 2010 consensus. They found that millions of Americans answered the consensus questions about race and ethnicity differently in 2000 and 2010. The largest shifts were among Americans of Hispanic origin who are the nation's fastest growing ethnic group by total numbers. Race is an immutable characteristic for many white, Black, and Asian Americans, and the less clear for Americans of Hispanic origin. The consensus form asks two questions about race and ethnicity. One about whether the individual are of Hispanic or Latino origin, and the other about race. Hispanics do not constitute a race.
So get that in your head. Hispanic does not constitute a race. Okay?
According to the consensus. And so 37% of Hispanics are presumably dissatisfied with the options, like white or Black, selected some other race.
So they selected some other race. The research found 2.5 million Americans of Hispanic origin, or approximately 7% of the 35 million Americans of Hispanic origin in 2000 changed their race from some other race in 2000 to white in 2010. An additional 1.3 million switched in other direction. A noteworthy but unspecified share of the change came from children who weren't old enough to fill out the form in 2000, but chose for themselves in 2010, and they classified themselves as white, as Edomite. The data provided new evidence consistent with the theory that Hispanics may assimilate as white Americans, like the Italians. Are the Italians white? Are the Italians Edomites? Was Cedro Borgia a damn Edomite? The one that posed as an image of Christ. Was he an Edomite? No. Or Irish? Oh, no, he's Irish. He's an Israelite. You can miss me with that. Who were not even universally considered white. So the so-called Nazi whites don't even consider them pure-blooded whites. You understand? It is particularly significant that the shift towards white identification withstood a decade of debate over immigration and the country's exploding Hispanic population, which might have been expected to inculcate or reinforce a sense of Hispanic identity, or to draw attention to division that remains between Hispanic and non-Hispanic white Americans. Research suggests that Hispanics who have experienced discrimination are less likely to identify as white, typically being those of a Negroid descent, right? Hispanics and Latino Americans, Spanish, Edomites, Hispanos pronounced, are Americans who are descendants of people from Spain or Latin American. If they're descendants from Spain, what are they? They're Edomites. Simply put, they are Edomites unless they are of a Negroid descent and aren't Israelites. Origin can be viewed as ancestry, nationality, group, lineage, or country of birth of the person or the person's parents or ancestors before their arrival in the United States. People who identify as Spanish or Hispanic may be of any race, right? Most Hispanic Americans are of Mexican, Puerto Rico, Cuban, Salvadorian, Dominican, Guatemala, or Colombian origin. And unless they're of Negroid descent, they're not Israelites. Can you take that right there, up?
Spain colonized large areas of what is today the American Southwest and West Coast.
So who colonized them? Spain did. Go ahead.
As well as Florida. That word after it's is covered up by TDOC.
It's holding included.
It's holding included present-day California, New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, and Texas, all of which were part of the Republic of Mexico from its independence in 1821 until the end of the Mexican-American War in 1848. A study published in 2015 in the American Journal of Human Genetics, based on 23andMe data from 8,663 self-described Latinos, estimated that Latinos in the United States carried a mean of 61.1% European ancestry, Edomite, and 18% Native American ancestry, Moab, and 6.2% African ancestry.
So they're not Jakes, man. Go ahead.
They are very unlikely to be Israelite, who came from Negroes. The study found that self-described Latinos from Southwest, especially those along the Mexican border, had the highest mean levels of Native American ancestry.
That's why so-called Mexicans, many of them have slanted eyes, just like the Native Americans, just like the Chinese and Japanese. You understand? Because they're Moabites that migrated here. Go ahead, read on.
Latinos is a condensed form of the term Latino-Americano, the Spanish word for Latin America. Between the 1490s and 1850s, Latin America, including Spanish-speaking Caribbean and Brazil, imported the largest number of African slaves to the New World, generating the single greatest concentration of Black populations outside of the African continent. In the 16th century, New Spain, as Mexico was then called, probably had more enslaved Africans than American colony in the Western Hemisphere. Blacks were present to have slaves of the Spaniards as early as the 1520s. I can't read that word. Over
approximately 300 years it lasted. The slave trade brought about 200,000 Africans to the colony. Many Blacks were born in Mexico and followed their parents into slavery. Not until 1829 was the institution abolished by the leaders of a newly independent nation. And
African labor was vital.
These are the Mexicans that they have in their camps and send their our people. It's Issachar. That's Issachar. And they had your damn ancestors as slaves. You better wake the hell up, man. Go ahead,
African labor was vital to the Spanish colonists. As indigenous peoples were killed or died from European diseases, Blacks assumed a disproportionate share of the burden of work, particularly in the early colonial period. African slaves labored in the silver mines of that Z word, Taxco, so on and so forth in the northern and central regions, on the sugar plantations of the valley of Orizaba and Morelos in the south, in textile factories of Pueblo and Oaxaca in the west coast of Mexico City, and in households everywhere. Others worked in skilled trade or at cattle ranches. Although Black slaves were never more than 2% of the total population, their contributions to colonial Mexico were enormous, especially during the acute labor shortages. Wherever their numbers permitted, slaves created networks that allowed them to cope with their situation, give expression to their humanity, and maintain a sense of self. These networks flourished in Mexico City, the port of Veracruz, a major mining center, and the sugar plantations, allowing Africans to preserve some of their cultural heritage, even as they forged new and dynamic relationships. Although males outnumbered females, many slaves found spouses from their own or other African ethnic groups. Other slaves married or had enormous liaisons with, amorous liaisons with the indigenous peoples, and lesser extent, the Spaniards. In time, a population of mixed blood emerged, gaining demographic
ascendancy by the mid-18th centuries, known as mulattoes, Zamos. Many of them were either born free or acquired their liberty. This is a recommended book for you to read. Afro-Latin America. They discriminate against them. See, those are the real Israelites right there. Not the ones that you see with that 6 ether hair. Here's another book I suggest that you read, Slave Revolt in Puerto Rico. Now, if the so-called black slaves, the Negro Israelite slaves are revolting, who are they revolting against? Why do you think most of these Puerto Ricans don't like the Negro Puerto Rican, or what they call the Afro-Puerto Rican? You understand what I'm saying? You Israelites got to wake up, man. Wake the hell up, man. Stop pretending.
As the rest of the Americans, slavery in Mexico exacted a severe physical and psychological price from its victims. Abuse was a constant part of the slave's existence. Resisting oppression often meant torture, mutilation, whipping, some put to confinement. I think that's what that word was.
Yeah.
Death rates were high, especially for slaves in the silver mines and on the sugar plantations.
So I want to make this abundantly clear. This is not talking about those people that they call Mexicans. This is talking about the so-called Afro-Mexican. It's the Israelites, the real Israelites, not the ones that you have in your camp. Because I don't see none of you with the Afro-Mexicans in your camp, man. You don't have the Afro-Latinos in your camps. You got these Spaniards in your camps, man. From Madrid, Spain. Go ahead, huh?
Yet for the most part, their spirits were never broken, and many fled to establish settlements in remote areas of the country. These fugitives were a constant thorn in the side of slave owners, and the most renowned group of Maroons, as they were called, escaped to the mountains near Veracruz. Unable to defeat the intrepid Africans, the colonists finally recognized their freedom and allowed them to build and administer their own town. Today, their leader, Yagna, remains a symbol of the Black resistance in Mexico. Other slaves rebelled and conspired to. The first conspiracy on record took place in 1537, and these assaults on the system grew more frequent as the Black population increased. Regardless of the form it took, escape or rebellion, resistance demonstrated an angry defiance in the statues queue, and the slaves desired to reclaim their own lives. As such, Black resistance occupies a special place in Mexico's revolutionary tradition, a tradition that is a source of pride for many Mexicans.
Come on, that's why they have a statue of so-called Black man there. You understand? That's in the Caribbean. See how people were slaves all over, man. You don't see this with the so-called Hispanics. Show me the history of that, man. How come you guys are not on any of our ancient artifacts? Show me the history with you on our ancient artifacts. How come we can't find that? Why are they always Negroid?
Khan. Beyond that, Africans in Mexico left their cultural and genetic imprint everywhere they lived. And such a place, I guess, Veracruz, Guerrero, and Oaxaca, and the descendants of African children still near the evidence of their ancestry. No longer do they see themselves as Mandinga, Wolof, Igbo, Rakonga, or members of the other African ethnic groups. Their self-identity is Mexican, and they share much with other members of their nation state.
Come on. These people are Israelites, man. And we're not talking about the ones with the straight hair.
Khan, yet their cultural heritage has not entirely disappeared. Some African traditions survive in song, music, dance, and other ways, but much has changed since slavery ended, and it's difficult for a small minority to maintain its traditions in a constantly changing society. As their ancestors did, the few remaining persons who are visibly of African descent continue to be productive members of society, but history has not been kind to the achievements of African peoples in Mexico. It is only within the recent times that their lives have been studied and their contributions to Mexico society illuminated. Suffice to say that contemporary Black Mexicans can claim this proud legacy and draw strength from it, even as they become a shrinking part of their country's people.
Yeah, this is what's going on. So-called Native Americans, huh?
Started off copper colored, now we pale. Nothing like Mike Jones.
Come on. Look at that, man. Yeah, this is an Edomite right here. Yeah, this is in Mexico. You see what I'm saying? This is in Mexico. Why the hell they look like that, man?
This is when they try to tell you that it's feathers and not locks of hair.
Right, come on. They trying to say that was feathers hanging out, man. You can miss me with that, man. Those was locks. What the damn One West doctrine told you was forbidden. I remember they preached that garbage. Nah, you can't have them locks. That's African. All that foolishness, man. They was destroying brothers over there.
So which are you? You got black, Balak, pale, wan, Blasian, Blaken, to become pale, to turn white.
That's what black means. So
Okay.
that makes them black. You see how they didn't reverse everything on you simple ass Negroes, man? You Israelites. You see when you deal with an etymology dictionary, when you go to Webster's Modern Dictionary, black doesn't read like this. This is why I put this up here, man. You guys got to get a Webster's 1825 or 1828 dictionary, man. Look at that.
In the Bronx, I got scrutinized for this when I was in elementary school. I had to give a speech, and I was doing some research in the 4th grade. I spent a lot of time at the Bronx library, and they had a lot of old English books, and folks made fun of me because of it. I'm like, no, this is real. Because when you look at one of them old dictionaries, you have a picture. Well, they don't have a picture of black, but when you look up white, it has everything to do with socioeconomical status. You see a native person there with like their crown and their garments, someone of prestige and noble descent, and there's a copper colored skinned people. But that's what white was, and it says of Moorish descent. And then black means void, without color. Everything that anything you add to it, it accepts it readily. It has the appearance of the original, but not the original.
Look what a real American is.
American, an aboriginal, or one of the various copper-colored natives found in the American continent by the Europeans.
By the Europeans.
The original application of the name, Webster's 1828 American Dictionary of the English Language, and 1936 Webster's unabridged 20th Century Dictionary. Highlight unabridged.
See how they didn't change him up? He's obviously a so-called black man. You see what I'm saying? Negro. Look how they changed him up. His statue, they made him you're Edomite.
Who? Well, that's cut off on our screens, Kahan. So who is that?
Chief Oshkosh.
Chief Oshkosh.
Now they came out with the damn store Oshkosh, Bagosh. Chief Oshkosh. They done made him into an Edomite.
Yeah, I can't read the top of that, but I see the bottom says they
never. What they never told you.
Yeah, okay. That they never told you. Dragging canoe, Tuchi, Tukaneki, black coat. Oh yeah.
Who we call Cherokee today are not historic ancient Cherokee, who were originally called Ainu, Yun, Waya, the indigenous name meaning the principal people of the original Cherokee, were heavily dark-skinned people who were made up of many different shades.
Indigenous native before
the Spain invasion. This is them after the Spanish conquest. See that? See how they look there? See how they look there? This is how they look after the Spanish conquest. These are the people that's on the damn reservations now and getting the land and get funded for the damn casinos and so on and so forth. They have our nationality. And then when your blood don't mix those, they tell you you're not native. See that?
New Orleans Choctaw. 1900s, you got Emma Curry, Mississippi Choctaw Indian. Yep.
Yeah, we want you to get a good look at this, man. Now, here's a question right here. This is something I want you Israelites to consider, since you think these straight-haired people are Israelites and your people. Why is this? Why does the slave posters, just about all of them, have American Indians on them when they're referring to Negroes? Because the true people that you call Indians and Native Americans were Negroes. They were like me. They were Israelites of a Negroid descent. You see how they dress? Looks like a so-called Native American, right? What they call an Indian. But they was for slaves because they classified the Gadites and the Reubenites as what? As Negroes and sold them into slavery. And get one west side of that one, man. Get one. This is what they look like. They don't look like what you see today, man. And Esau, he telling the truth I had. Can you read that up?
Khan, it says the Negro type is seen in the most ancient Mexican sculpture. The Negroes figure frequently in the most remote traditions of the American pueblos, and it is this race doubtlessly belongs to the most ancient skeletons, distinct from the Red American race.
Distinct from the Red American race. That means those people are not our people, man. Do you get that? Do you damn Israelites get that? Go ahead, read.
Which have been found in various places from Bolivia to Mexico. It is likely that we repeat America was
a Negro continent. America was a Negro Israelite continent. Boy, I love this truth, man. I love this. You was doing all your research on your Shia, you couldn't find this. You was doing your research, Ariel, you couldn't find this. They try to hide a lot of information on this man. There's a reason they got rid of him. You understand? Carlos Curvo Marquez, 1858 to 1930. Military general historian. Here's another Edomite telling the truth. Sometimes Esau, he put the truth out there, man. Read that one, good brother.
The almost extinction of the original Negroes during the time of the Spanish conquest and the memories of them in most ancient traditions induce us to believe that the Negroes were the first inhabitants of Mexico. Dr. Nicholas Leon, 1859 to 1929.
That's why we got statues there of us, the Negro. That's why they're paintings on the wall. The Spanish came there and conquered us, man. You understand? Read that right there, good brother. You can find this on YouTube. I mean, on Google.
Khan, who living in Mexico before the Aztecs? Many matured into the advanced pre-Columbian Mesoamerican civilization, such as the Olmecs, the ISUPK, the Tecticuan, Mayan, Zapotec, Mixtec, Haustec, and Purapeca, Totonac, Toltec, and Aztec, which flourished from nearly 4,000 years before the first contact with Europeans.
See that? Yeah, I got that from the good brother Eleazar. I mean, Eleazar. Now, how the hell our forefathers are going to start like this and look like some of these images that we've seen in this post? And we just completely lose all of these features? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? You can miss me with that, man. I'm not going to fall for that garbage. You guys might fall for it, but I'm not falling for that garbage, man.
Nah.
Hey, Yeshaya, you got anything? Looks like he might have left. You got anything you want to bring out, Yeshaya? He might have left. So someone want to call in? I'm gonna post a link in the room. You could call in. If you call in any kind of foolishness, we're gonna shut your behind down. Here's a link. If you want to call in, you can click on that link and call in and speak your piece. You know, just stay in the spirit. You know, let everything be done in decency and order. I just posted a link on YouTube for those that want to call in. Hey, Yeshaya, you still in the call?
Maybe he's muted or something. Maybe he stepped away. I was gonna say, you know, for everyone, do your research, and if you got anything opposed to, you know, what we're bringing out, just make sure you have your ducks in a row so we can have a proper conversation.
Come on.
It makes no sense to go off of your emotion and your opinion, because that's not how the Most High operates. All right, we're getting true facts that actually pertain to the situation. You know, the way the Most High brought us out of the land. I mean, there's a clear distinction between Israel and those that sojourn with us, which He did allow that, but there's just ways we're supposed to operate, and there's certain things that you can do and not do. But for those of us that are in leadership positions, you know, we got to get right. That's why you're in that position, and if you're not, step down. Let somebody else take the reins. You know, you had your time. You know, you chose to waste it away and to behave wickedly. Let somebody else, you know, repent first off, and, you know, let somebody else, you know, take over as we usher in this end time. Because based on the signs, I mean, it ain't too far off. When the Mashiach come back, if you come back tomorrow, you're gonna be stuck. So just do the right thing. Anybody calling in yet?
No, I mean, if they call in, they would have popped up here.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop off. 'Cause, I was gonna stay on, but I'm gonna hop off. I want to take up a slot because I'm helping my rib do something.
All right,
If y'all still on, then I'll jump back in.
All right, shalom. Oh, Yeshaya, he's still here. Yeshaya, you got anything? And anyone want to call in before we shut it down? Want to call in? I posted the link in the room. Speak up. I mean, anyone you got any support and information you like to bring out? You know anything about any of these pedophiles out here? You know anything about this adultery that's going on? Hey, call in, man. Put them on blast. That's what we're supposed to do in accordance with 1 Timothy 5, verse 20. No one. I'll post the link one more time here. I'm gonna call in again. There's a link. All you got to do is click on the link. You're going to the back room, and we'll let you in. Well, Shia, he went out and came back in. I added you back, yeah, Shia. You got something? Yeshaya. Hey, you got anything else, Yashabun?
Hey, I wanted to tell you, right? My bad.
Yeah.
You remove the comment on the side. Go all the way to the top where it say StreamYard and say hide. All you got to do is hit it on the checkboard on the side.
All right. Top. Yeah, appreciate you. There you go.
On the top.
Yeah, it just went away.
All right. Right.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Appreciate you.
All right, shalom.
All right, shalom. So no one wants to call in. No one got anything else. We're gonna shut it down, man. We're gonna shut it down. It was about 11:20. Yeshaya, you got anything you want to bring up?
Yeah, he's muted.
So he must have muted himself. I didn't mute him.
No, you did. Because I was unmuting and unmuting myself the whole time. So
yeah, he said you can't unmute the guest because he chose to mute himself. So anyone, last call right here. Anyone wants to call in, speak your piece. Come on. Or if anyone has something positive to say, you call in. Speak up. Yeah, you got anything else, Yashupa?
God, folks must be scared. Wow. Shook.
Where's Yasha Allah in Arizona, man? Where's all the T-Dot members? I don't even really see them on the core.
They were there at the beginning. Joshua was on, Terrence was on.
Not gonna say nothing. Yeah.
Who else I seen earlier?
Yeah, I see some of them at the beginning. They went mute. So I mean, that's what it is, man. We'll just go ahead and shut it down, man. We're not gonna wait for no one to call in. I'm surprised Mikael wasn't on the call, man. But yeah, I was trying to see if Shai had anything you want to bring out, but he went mute. But yeah, so you know, just look for a future live stream. We'll be bringing out more information. And again, I didn't even go through half of this book. There's a lot, way more information in this book right here. Black Indian genealogy research exposes a lot. Shows you how they're not our people. They're not our people. It is clear. No matter, despite how much they try and deny it, these people institutionalize us with the institution of slavery. And it is a hypocrisy for you so-called blacks, you Israelites, to accept these people today in your congregation. If you didn't know, now you know. You got to get them out, man. Or the Lord's going to deal with you, man. The Lord's going to deal with you because the Lord told you to separate from these nations. You got to admit that these people are not but Spanish, man, and Moabites, man. You see it. The truth came out. Okay, you've been lied to. Accept that, all right? You've been lied to. You got to be a man, accept it. I've been lied to. I was deceived. Now I got to move on. That's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do. Someone, Brian Williams said, what do you think about Romans 12:2? Call in, speak on it, Brian Williams. There's
please.
Don't type anything in the room. And in the back door, call in. There's a link right there. Call in and express whatever it is that you have to say in regards to Romans 12:2. I don't think anything. I just like let the truth manifest itself. But there's a link. You can call in, speak up. You got a voice. Giving you an open forum right here. Just be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. Well, yeah. These One West dudes, they got to renew their minds. They got to put off that false doctrine that they was teaching. Because once it got infiltrated by the Rosicrucians, everything just went to heck anyways, man. You had them calling Bruce Lee an Israelite. How the heck can you justify that, man? Calling Bruce Lee an Israelite. Calling Frank Sinatra an Israelite. What the heck's wrong with these damn people, man? And you guys accepting it. Telling men they couldn't have locks in their hair. Until I came out with a video that I'm rebuking all that garbage. Then even before that, a mafia put locks in his hair because he knew that was off. He knew that was off, man. Then they started looking at a mafia. Damn, why he got locks in his hair? You see what I'm saying? There's all kind of crazy, and brothers know I'm not lying. Brothers that was in the organization knew, oh, yo, that's an African practice. You can't have the locks in your hair. Simple as hell, man.
Samson had locks. That doesn't even make sense.
But I mean, they tell you that they were locked braids. Now you had Nate Satan saying that, man. Well, they were locked braids. You see what I'm saying? They were locked braids. They was braids. That don't even make any damn sense. Then I went and looked up the etymology of the words in the Hebrew, and they couldn't say a damn thing. You see what I'm saying? I did a video, and I think in 2008, 2009, man. Nothing they could say. Now they accepting it. Now you see brothers with locks all over, man. But they was telling brothers you couldn't have locks, man. Brothers going to cut their hair. Cut all their hair off. And grow it back and get braids. That's crazy. This brother said he's just trying to get in, but he has a weak connection. I don't know, but I don't really have any control over that. But if you come to the room, We're gonna let you in if everything's done in decency and order. Oh, we got someone right here. What you got? Oh, you're muted. You gotta unmute yourself, brother.
Yeah, Brian Williams. There you go.
Yeah, Shalom, brother. What's going on with you?
How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. Always good, even when things are bad, man.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me pause you on YouTube real quick.
All right.
The question that I have for you, brothers, is like I understand like where you guys are coming from when it comes to the Edomites mixing with I don't know what to address them as, like where my blacks, right, or Negroes.
Yeah. Those
Okay,
are bywords, but we accept that. They're really Israelites, right? But those are
yeah,
bywords.
but I mean, my dad is one, so I'm like, I'm not, you know what I mean, trying to be disrespectful, but they know that obviously the Edomite, the one that's mixed, obviously should what am I trying to say here, man? Like they know that they can't really have any authority because they're Edomite, right? That's what you guys are saying.
Well, I mean, that's what the script. No, I mean that's what the scripture says. They
Okay.
can't sit. They can't be a priest, right? In order to be a Levitical
Yeah,
priest,
that's what I'm trying to say. Yes.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
So like I appreciate you guys doing it because like I don't understand why the people that's supposedly teaching this doctrine, why like, because I don't even study. I just started researching the Israelite stuff, and
Yeah.
I used to see them on the streets, and I used to be like, even if you guys are the privileged, like obviously you guys are directly, right? So it's like they were trying to convince people, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's just my opinion. But what I'm saying is I didn't feel like you guys say they were in the right spirit. You know, it was like real confrontational. And but even with saying that, like the people that's mixed breed,
well, there's no such according to the Bible, there is no such thing as a mixed seed, right? Your nationality is determined by your father lineage, right? But when you look at Bible, whenever the Most High went through a descendancy, he always gave it through the house of the father, the lineage of the father. When men went off to war, it was based upon their father's house. When they're given the descendancy of a Mashiach Yahweh, it goes down through the lineage of the father. And David's seed was, and such seed was. This is why even the people in America knows that today in combat. If you're like an only child, you can't necessarily be drafted to war because it'll kill off that man's seed line.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So they can't, but it doesn't go that way for females. This is why customarily when a woman gets married, she has an option of maintaining her name, or she would assume that father's name. The man don't go and assume the woman's name. There's a reason for that, because it was destroy his lineage. And so when when you go and deal with antiquity, it was the firstborn son that carried on that man's lineage. Even in the Bible, when you read the laws, the Levitical law, if a man was married to a woman and that woman did not have a baby by that man and he dies, his brother is supposed to wife that woman so his brother's seed line could actually be carried on. And so that was done to an Israelite man in the Bible, but he didn't want, because he's supposed to get his father's inheritance. So it was an Israelite man that, he was supposed to do that. And so when he was having sex with her, he pulled out his rod and he spilled his seed on the ground.
Yeah.
Most High cursed him for it. He was supposed to carry on his brother's lineage. So that's why, it's the seed of the father. So, I mean, You got to understand, when the Most High was dealing, when he was first building up Israel, they was doing what you would refer to today as ancestral relationships, because he wanted to build a nation with his own people. But then after he established his nation, you'll notice that he came out with the laws like you can't have sex with a relative anymore. When you read the book of Leviticus, the 18th chapter, it became known as incest. And so when people do, that shows you how powerful the Most High is. When people have sex with a next of kin or someone that's closely related, they usually end up with what's referred to as mongoloidism, or Down syndrome, or some sort of birth deficiency for mixing those two blood. That shows you how powerful the Most High is, because why wasn't that happening back in the day? And when you go and look at the history of Moab and Ammon, they actually inbred with their father. Wow. His two daughters did. And because they wouldn't let the Israelites pass through the land, the Most High said they're not allowed in the congregation forever, even up to the 10th generation. And so since they went far east, we could trace them to so-called Chinese and so-called Japanese, because it says they went far east. So they was Genghis Khan's people. And so the people that they refer to as Native Americans today are those same people. Those people came down from Asia, and remember, they was dark. They was dark people, but they mixed in. When they came here, they mixed in with Israelite people that they call Negroes, and over there they mixed in with what they refer to as Edomites, or so-called white people, and they became known as the Eurasian nations. That's where that term come from, Eurasians. But when you look at the ancient photos of Genghis Khan, he was a so-called dark man. But when you look at him now, he's highly, they made him look like a so-called white Asian. But that's not the true images of Genghis Khan when you go and you check the true history out on him, man. There's a lot of history that's actually been hidden and destroyed. Now, here's the other thing you got to be careful of. You can't really judge someone based on their skin color, right? Because where did so-called whites come from? They came from so-called blacks. Because if two black people come together and both of them release a recessive gene at the same time, they came out, they call them albinos. When you look at an albino person, an albino, so-called white albino, he's lighter than what you refer to as a white person. His eyes are actually even weaker, it's more recessive. And that's where Esau was when you read the Bible. He was a so-called albino. They referred to it as albinism. But the biblical word for it is leprosy. You understand what I'm saying? And they trying to cover up and hide all of this. So he was a leopard, but Esau was considered to be a clean leopard. So because if you had sores on the skin, you wasn't considered to be a clean leopard when you read the Levitical laws. But he was a clean leopard because the white flesh had covered his entire skin, and his eyes was recessive. I could show you images right now with so-called black people that's darker than Wesley Snipes with blue eyes, with blue hair. I could show you images of two a so-called black man and a black woman that's almost damn jet black. I mean jet black, and they got little white babies that's they produce, or they have one that's black and one that looks completely white. And you know why that happened? Is because of a recessive gene was released from both parents, and so that's where they come from. So at the end of the day, they're really our brothers and sisters, but the Most High divide people. He divide people by nations, right? So saying thus, just like a lot of Israelites, they attack all Africans because Africans are not really our people. See, there's been a lot of misnomers thrown out there. They teach you that all blacks that come from Africa are related, which is not true. That's not true. So when you go and develop the history, the so-called Africans that was actually enslaving our people was really Hamites, and they was enslaving Israelite people. And that's how the people that they refer to as white or Edomites were actually able to sell our people into the transatlantic slave trade, because the Africans, the true Africans, the Hamites, was capturing them, and they was helping them. They still have these slave ports on the Ivory Coast, and they were shipping them out from there. So just because we're the same skin doesn't mean that we're the same kin. You see what I'm saying? So we're all mixed in, like through the four corners of the earth. So that's what's going on, man.
And there's research. There's also research to show that the Negro skull is different than the African, and also different than the called white or Esau's skull. When you look at it at a biological level, there is a difference.
And the Asian skull is shaped differently.
Con, they've been trying to capitalize on that for years now, and but I mean, the truth is the truth. So
yeah, like, and I understand all that. All that makes sense. You know, like I feel like the spirit or I get dealt with, like, and I can just feel it, how genuine it is. But like but what I'm saying is, like, so where did like this hybrid come from? Where, when I mean that, is like where Jesus coming, or
because they mixed in.
Yeah, so then what is the remedy, I guess you say, for people that obviously their parents not disobeyed, but wasn't really
the Lord cursed them. If you see most of those, the Most High always punished them. The Most High end up always punishing. You know why? Because
what happened if they didn't have the knowledge? Like, what happened if obviously they wasn't taught? Like,
what are you talking about, modern day?
Yeah, like modern day, or like
because back in the day they had the knowledge. It went against the laws.
So then how you guys differ from Christianity? I know this is off topic, that's why I'm kind of like reluctant to ask you, but
well, I mean, the Christians, first of all, people that follow the doctrine of Christianity, or all forms of Christianity.
I say that to be vague. I'm sorry to cut you off. I say that to be vague. I don't really call myself a Christian. I just love God, and I feel like He's more mine than you know. But what I'm saying is not so much I'm under that doctrine. I don't want you to think that I'm like.
No, it's okay, because most of us came out of that, right? So this is how we differ, right? First of all, people that follow the doctrine of Christianity, which is philosophy, because the true Christians, when you say the Christianity, it means a follower of Christ, right? And when He walked the face of the earth, He was never referred to as that, right? But it simply means a follower of Christ. That's what the word Christianity comes from. So a follower of Yeshua, who was actually what? An Israelite. He was a Jew, right? And so the Jews were first called Christians in Antioch, which is Upper Syria. That's in the book of Acts. The Jews was first called Christians in Antioch. That's when they started referring to themselves as Christians. So a true Christian would go right back to an Israelite, right? Because you're dealing with nationality. Christianity is not a nationality. That's a religion. When you deal with an Israelite, you're dealing with nationality. You're not dealing with religion. The Most High never gave us religion. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to follow. Christians don't follow laws. Christians tell you that the laws are done away with. Almost every Christian church I know, they would tell you the only thing you got to do is love your neighbor as yourself and pay your tithes. But at the same time, they're telling you the laws are done away with. They tell you to pay tithes, which is the Old Testament law. But that law is not done away with, not according to them. And love your neighbor as you love yourself, and accept Christ as your Lord and Savior. I mean, but the problem with that, the whole term Christ, it didn't even come about until, this Greco-Roman captivity, and after He was gone. While He walked the face of the earth, He was never referred to as that name, Jesus. I mean, the word Jesus, when did that even come into creation? 14th century.
But it's like what I'm thinking more.
Italian started that. Roman Italian started that. Well, if you get a King James 1611, there's no letter J. The letter J wasn't even created.
No, I know that, because like I know that part, but I'm thinking more of a like
You talking about from the spiritual
Jesus
aspect.
came, right? He came to, because the Pharisees was like, they killed him. Like, I feel like the Jews killed them, right? Because they felt like they didn't understand that he wasn't trying to do away with the law, right?
Yeah.
They killed him because
Because they were hypocrites.
for blasphemy, but it was for a law. It was like a law issue. You know, he came to, like, you would pay tithes because you would do everything out of love, right? So, like, what I'm getting confused is like not knowing the knowledge that I'm learning from you guys. It's kind of scary for me, because it's like, man, I didn't know any of this law, and I thought I so-called love God. You know what I mean?
Well, what is love according to the Bible, though? Because we have to use the Bible to define to define these terms. First of all, let me get a scripture real quick. Let's see what Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah, the one that you call Jesus Christ, says, right? Matthew 5 verse 17. Let's see what he said about, because most Christians, again, they'll tell you that the laws are done away with. But let's see what he says. Matthew 5 and 17.
God. So you got the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Stop for a second. Stop. Let me make sure he gets some understanding. The law, meaning the Torah, the 5 books of Moses. Read on.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Stop for a second. So the prophets, he's talking about the Tanakh, after the 5 books of Moses, all the way up from Deuteronomy, after Deuteronomy, all the way up to Malachi, and the so-called New Testament with the apostles. So Hamashiach, the one that you call Christ, said, I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. Go ahead, read on.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one title shall in no wise pass from the law.
Stop for a second. So Christ said, until heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one title of the law shall pass away. Has the heaven passed away? Has the earth passed away? No. And guess what? It's never going to pass away. According to the Bible, it's never going to pass away, because watch this. Watch this. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. One generation passeth, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The earth abideth forever. So the earth is never going to be destroyed. Just a certain rulership is going to be destroyed. Just a certain people's heaven is going to be destroyed. But the physical earth is never going to be destroyed, according to the Bible. So the laws are not done away with. And as far as love is concerned, let's have a look at 2 John and 6. Because what is love? Love is keeping the commandments. 2 John verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandment. What commandment? This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, that you shall walk in it. What did we hear from the beginning? 10 commandments. Or the other 613 commandments. Which one did you break today? Is what you got to ask yourself. So the law is never done away with. The only law that's been done away with is the law of animal sacrifice, because when Christ came, he came as the ultimate human sacrifice. This is why we don't take lambs, bullocks to the altar anymore, because of the blood of Christ.
And also to add to what's the difference, and you can do your research on your own, Brian, but there are only a few set of scriptures that are taught in most Christian churches. They don't teach the whole Bible, and I can actually attest to that, because as I in my walk from like the age of 15 and on, and me having many encounters with different folks. Because in my mind, my motivation was, okay, my dad passed away at 9. How can I protect my family? How can I protect my sisters and my mother? And I felt like the Bible had that answer. So as I'm seeking this out, they only deal with a certain set of scriptures in the Christian church. And when you're dealing with TDOC or FOPE, you're being taught the whole Bible, the whole thing. And the Kahan was, giving you the history that, letter J wasn't, in existence and all that. And technically, they were called Christians well after he passed. But if in fact Christianity, the term supposed to mean a follower of Christ, that means we're supposed to do what he did. And as an Israelite, what Mashiach did, what Christ did, was the 10 commandments. He did everything in the Torah, the first 5 books, and then on. He fulfilled them. And that's what he walked in. That's what all the understanding is based off of. So to look at the New Testament only, which is what the majority of Christian churches, what they're doing, they don't have the base of what we call the so-called Old Testament. Yeah. And that's where you get all these different, you got Baptist, evangelical, Seventh-day Adventists, dang on Church of Latter-day Saints, Scientology, Methodist, and all these other things because they don't have the basis. And that's the difference by and large. And it's a huge difference when you look at Christians aren't really following after Christ, but they're holding that title and calling themselves that. And me being one of them is really sad. And for myself, when I first found out, it just like you're saying that it's kind of scary, and it is. But after that, dealing with after being mad, after being inferior, and kind of hesitant, what are you going to do with the truth that you hear? Are you going to take responsibility over it and walk therein, or are you going to continue to go in your way? Because we all have to bear our cross and walk through it. You're not alone. I'm saying, I'm telling you this because I had to do the same thing, and it infuriates me. I use that energy just to better myself and help to shine this light.
See, I would it's stuff I would have never knew about, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's a blessing from God in itself, just put me in a position to hear this stuff, because I wouldn't even knew that I was missing the mark possibly. And it's always good to do self-inventory of where my walk with God, you know what I mean? So but that's what I just wanted to ask how you guys felt about Romans 12:2. For the simple fact is because that's kind of usually on my conscience, because I'm always I'm still lost, man. I could consider myself lost, but I'm just searching. I'll never be where I want to be, but
why not? Why not?
Because I never want to meet my own standard, because I don't know, I always want to. I don't know. I guess it's just something that I have to. I don't know if it's something I have to work on right now. But
let me put a couple more scriptures out there, so you can take this vibration. Acts 11:26, because we're supposed to back everything up with scriptures. Acts 11. I'm starting at verse 25. And then departed Barnabas to Tyrus to see Saul, whose name was changed to Paul, right? And when he had found him, he brought him to Antioch. To those who don't know, when you look at an old map, Antioch is Upper Syria. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples, who were the disciples? The Jews. There was Christ's followers. And the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. meaning that they're Christians or what? So-called Jews. From there, let me show you something else. I said there's no such thing really as a mixed seed when you're dealing with the Lord. Your lineage is determined by the seed of your father, right? Book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assemble all congregations together on the first day of the second month. And they declare their pedigree. Your pedigree is your bloodline after their families, by the house of their fathers, by the house of their fathers, according to the numbers of the name, from 20 years old and up. So it's by the house of your father. So it's the seed of your father. What is seed? Seed is sperm. Understand this, King. A woman is a fill. You know, just like, you know, and the seed that comes out of a man, his sperm is his seed. He plants his seed into that woman. So if I plant my seed into, let's say, Moabite, so-called Asian woman, the baby is still classified as an Israelite, but I broke the law. The Most High is going to deal with me because I went against his law. But the baby is still classified as an Israelite because my seed went into her. It's synonymous with me taking an orange and I plant the orange in Florida. The apple's not going to grow because I go to Europe and I plant an orange. It's still going to be an orange, right? So it don't matter what earth I planted into. So it don't matter what woman I planted into. That's still my seed. It's still going to have my spirit in it. It's still going to have my DNA and so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Woman is the carrier. You understand? She's the carrier. She's carrying that man's seed around in her. I don't know if you know anything about the research. There was a scientist that was talking about that. Every time a woman lays down and has sex with a man, that man's DNA from his sperm stays in her for her entire life. And traces of his sperm goes up into her brain and she starts taking on many of his characteristics. And so this is why the Most High put in the Bible that if a woman has sex with a man, she's supposed to stay with that man her entire life until that man is dead. Even if she divorced him, she's not supposed to take another husband, according to the book of 7 and 2 and 1 Corinthians 7 and 39.
And my grandma, not to cut you off, but I was raised by my grandma, and that's what happened to her. She started raising us when she was like 53 years old, and she had 6 kids of her own, and then she had to raise 3 of us. So, and I never understood it. I'm like, dang, but that's exactly what she did. She didn't marry. She stayed single and went to church.
Okay. Yeah, people was very strong, much stronger than man. Like me, I never saw my grandma wear a pair of pants a day of her life. She always wore a dress. She never wore a pair of pants. I didn't understand it then. She always wore a dress.
And that's why I feel like
I thought she was looking like Aunt Jemima. I didn't know where she was covering her head. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know. Yes. My mom was making me go to a damn Baptist church, but I knew something was wrong. My spirit wasn't receiving that, man. Because everyone, when I went to the Baptist church, all of the stories was about so-called white people. And I asked in Sunday school, and I'm like 6, 7 years old, because I stopped going when I was about 7. In Sunday school, I remember asking this so-called white teacher that was teaching in Sunday school. I said, because I always been like real controversial and question things. I always question authority. I say, there was no black people at the Last Supper? And she told me, yeah, they was in the kitchen. God damn it, so is that, man? You tell her, she told me they was in the kitchen, man. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I never went back to the church after that, man. They was in the kitchen. Come on, man.
Yeah.
At the Last Supper, there's no so-called black people. They all in the kitchen. That was an insult, man. Even me as a young boy, I could pick that up at that particular time. Damn.
Yeah.
We went to the cooks, man. Our entire lives. We just cook, dance, and sing. And you still see that in us right now, man. Because that's what the slave masters was doing. When they had company come over, they were going to get the slaves and that guy that would play the fiddler to come out and tell blacks to dance and sing. And what happens now? When you go and visit, stop me where I'm at. You go and visit a so-called black person. Hey, little Ray, show them that new dance that you know.
Let me borrow $5.
Where you think they picked that up from, man? That's not coincidental, man. They picked that up from their history, and they don't even realize it. That's why I've never really been a dancer, man. I see people dancing around like damn Diddy. He coming out, everyone video, he dancing around, man. Dancing around, man. You see Jake at, you know, when I was a worldly Negro, I used to be in the damn club, big ass circle, Jake over there dancing, make a damn fool out of himself.
I know.
Dance, Negro, dance. And they jumping up. Wow, that boy can dance. Right, man, I'm serious, man. Look at this damn slave, man. This damn slave, he dancing, man. I mean, it's okay. I mean, we're spiritual people. We like to dance, but they take it to a damn extreme, man. They take it to an extreme, man. Because when they speak of our people that's great, you're always rendered to a dancer, a singer, or someone that plays sports. You're not talking about the great inventors and their universities and all of that. You got to learn that stuff on your own. You're rendered to a dancer. Oh, he was a magnificent singer. What to say? What's the guy that's singing that light voice? Nat King Cole. He was a magnificent singer. Okay, he's another damn singer. But what about us inventing mathematics? You understand? What about us inventing algebra? Why is that lie? You know, what about Greek history was stolen out of Egypt? And so what about Israelites being in Egypt known as shepherd kings? You don't know about that history, man. Ruling for 1,000 years. They don't tell you about that. But so yeah, we've been bamboozled, man.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating, man, trying to find a church home, but like that's why I think God put you guys in front of me so I can try to like work. I don't know like any groups like that around here that's actually like take it that serious, man. A lot of Christians I feel like don't take trying to come out this situation serious. You know what I mean? And they're just kind of following the trend and what's been happening all the way up until like now. You know, this has been happening for years and years. So you know, I don't want to play with God. Like I feel like that's giving me a reason why I'm procrastinating, but
Right.
you know what I mean? But I know eventually like you know, I'll get on the right track. So
But check this out, brother. When you say Christian, understand this. No matter what denomination they're considering, all forms of Christianity come out of the Roman Catholic Church. All forms of Christianity. And that is why you pay homage on a Sunday. It was Constantine, who was a so-called black man, by the way. They tell you that he was white. He's a so-called black man, by the way. He changed the national day of worship from Saturday to Sunday. Why? Because pagans wanted to worship on Sunday. And who were they worshiping? They was worshiping Nimrod, the sun god. Because the sun god was Nimrod. Because his mom and wife, Semiramis, told people that if you don't come on December the 25th and put gifts under the deadwood tree, which they now call a Christmas tree, then the curse of Nimrod is going to come upon you. So they were going to put, this is what the whole custom of placing gifts under the Christmas tree comes from. It comes from the custom of them worshiping Nimrod. So when you see all these little boys and girls, you know, getting merry and happy and jolly, that's all paganistic. And so then Constantine decided he wanted more followers, and the pagans, they wanted to worship on Sunday because of the sun god Ra, who's also Nimrod. And so he created Sunday as a national day of worship. It used to be on the Shabbat. It used to be Saturday. They changed it in 326 AD. They done a job on us, man.
well, I blame my parents though. Like that's I guess the reason why I'm calling is because at the end of the day, a person can only do with what they know. You know what I mean? So
but they didn't know.
Probably didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. So like I don't know. I just feel like it's by God's grace. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so it's sending you. It's not coincidental that you're actually on this course. It's not coincidental that we learned this. The Most High always puts someone in your path if he wants you to know the truth. Because a Mashiach say, you have not chosen me, I've chosen you.
Con, so I remember you saying, Brian, that you were raised by your grandmother at like 53. So who was was that your father's mother?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know where what nation he's from?
I'm like I don't talk to my grandpa. Like that was a question that out of all the grandchildren, I feel like I'm the only one that actually cares about where we came from in our lineage. You know what I mean?
Same here.
And but he's got a pastor. He's like a bishop. He was just ordained, and like, you know, he has like 3 churches, and like,
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. It's just he really didn't want, like, I don't know how to like sit him down and actually talk about it. I try to contact him. You know what I mean? But I was gonna ask my grandma, but then she's a woman, so I was just like,
well, it's fine, because if that's her son, then you know she should be able to answer those questions, you know, for you as well.
And she probably knows.
Yeah, you need to have that conversation, you know, before it's too late.
Yeah, before it's too late.
They're looking at family Bible, man. They probably got a family Bible. You know, all records of birth used to be kept in the family Bible.
Yep.
He would write everything down in that Bible. My grandfather used to do that.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, find that stuff out, man. Stay at it, because apparently the Most High definitely put something on your spirit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ignore it.
Yeah, because it's a big family. Like, I mean, so I don't know. I think my grandma would, hopefully she would have some knowledge about it. So
yeah, when you find out, you know, get back at us.
all right, man.
You seem like a genuine brother.
Yeah, bro. I'm just trying. I got 3 girls. That's why I'm kind of freaking out. My oldest is 7, so I feel like I'm just trying to give them, because I've been complaining this whole time, and I try not to hold a grudge against my mom and my dad, you know, and to blame them, like, because, you know, I'm the only one that has more than 3 kids. I got 4 kids right now, and just not in the situation I want to be. I feel like I you know, wanted to be in. So
that hate is drain your energy, man. It takes too much energy to hate. Yeah, that hater just bring you down, man, to a lower level.
No, I don't hate them. I just, they didn't even try. They could have, like, at least, like.
But I mean, we don't know their position. We could always say that, right? But we don't know the circumstances. Because I used to think that way, right? I used to think that way, but we don't fully know the circumstances of what happened, what was occurring in our life. But right now, you can control that by releasing it, letting it go, and move on, and just show them the love that they couldn't show you. That would be teaching them to love, right? Because someone, you said it yourself, someone could only give you what they have within them, right? So if they didn't have proper love and nurturing within them, you can't blame them for not being able to give it to you, because they didn't know. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know how to go out and work on a car, I can't blame you. Yo, I need you to fix my car, Brian. Well, tell the doc, I'm not a mechanic. Well, I'm gonna get angry with you. You don't know anything about being a mechanic, right? So if they don't know about what real love is, it's just what happens in a lot of relationships, man. We go into relationships automatically thinking this person might know how to love us, but this person might have came from an abusive home, right? And so what they give us is toxicity, right? So some females like to be beaten because she watched some mother get beat by whatever man her mother might have been with. Might not even been the biological father, but she knows how to adapt to that. That's not a big deal to her. A female that was raised in a good environment where there was a good mother, a good father, there was a good relationship, she would think this is damn crazy. Well, why is she letting this man beat her like that? You see what I'm saying? We can actually only associate with what we know. So we don't really know what happened in their lives. I just learned, you know, at this point, I just release and let go, man. I give people and just move on and say, you know what? how can I fix this? How can I make this better? Is there something I could do? Because what I learned is when we fix ourselves, then everything externally will change. We will see the way we'll see the world differently once we see ourselves differently.
That's right. Folks are going to be drawn to you versus you wasting that energy and even the thoughts. And, you know, someone else could have done better by you moving on. And I'm attesting to this. Folks are going to be drawn to you. Your family will be drawn to you. It may not be, you know, but the more you study, the more you put in practice what's written, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, you say you love Christ, right? Well, here's your opportunity to prove it. Christ came and he died on a cross for his people. He gave his life for his people. And so he said, you got to pick up your cross and follow me. So don't think that you could actually emulate Christ without suffering. You got to suffer. Book of Hebrews, the 12th chapter, said the Father chastised those whom he loved. And if you're without chastisement, then you're bastards and not sons. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a good father, if he sees his son do something wrong, he's going to chastise him. I told you not to do that anymore. But if he doesn't really care about it, he's not going to say anything. You see what I'm saying? When someone chastises you, that's really giving you love to try and make you better. But we often don't receive it that way. We buck up against it. Well, I don't know who he think he is telling me this. But the scripture saying, Titus 1:13, therefore rebuke them sharply so that they will remain sound in faith. You see what I'm saying? You got to give them that righteous rebuke. That straightens you out. And even that they don't, at the time, it may not straighten them out. They might buck up, be angry. But they take that vibration with them. They're going to think about that later. Like, you know what? Maybe he was right. It might be a couple years before they realize it. Damn, he was right. That'll Gill back from the grave.
Hey, is Sharsham in the background again, or is that one from earlier?
Let me see. There's no one here. It's just Yeshaya, man.
Okay.
So Yeshaya said no. So yeah, man, we go ahead and shut this down, man. It's getting kind of late. It's 12:08. We've been on here like 3 hours, man.
Oh yeah, I'll be up about 4:30.
Yeah. So, you know, we thank everyone for tuning in. Consider everything that was actually brought out. Actually, 2 hours and a half that was brought out here. Like the video, share the video, and look out for the next live stream. We're going to be bringing out more truth and exposing the frauds. Everyone that's on One West that, you know, allowing all this false doctrine and these false teaching and, you know, ripping all people off, we will be exposing it. So with that, we're going to say shalom. Thank everyone for tuning in. Shalom.
Shalom.